But talking of politics, the Prime Minister has promised positive change on the horizon in his New Year message.
Yes, Keir Starmer has admitted that times have been hard for Britain, but he insisted his government is staying the course to turn things around. Take a listen.
Things have been tough in Britain for a while. For many, life is still harder than it should be. You long for a bit more money in your pockets, a meal out, a holiday, the chance to make a special family moment extra special. In 2026, the choices we've made will mean more people will begin to feel positive change in your bills, your communities, and your health service.
OK, it comes after other political leaders use their annual messages to set their sights on the 2026 local elections, including the Conservative leader, Kemi Badenoch. Have a listen.
Happy New Year. There is a lot to look forward to this year. No, not Labour's tax rises, but a Winter Olympics, a World Cup, and for political geeks, local elections. Last year was difficult for many people. No growth, higher taxes, and record unemployment, with lots of people losing their jobs. Many in our country are finding it harder and harder to imagine life getting better. But we shouldn't lose hope. Britain is not destined for decline. We are a great country full of talent, humour and strength. Things can change, but only if we have a plan for change.
Well, just two there of those political messages for the new year, and delighted to say that former Mayor of Middlesbrough and political commentator Andy Preston joins us now in the studio. Very happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Welcome.
Andy.
Well, tough year, but changes ahead. That's the message from Sir Keir Starmer. We've heard it all before.
You know what? It's a tough year. New Year is a great chance, isn't it? At a personal, a professional, a political level, it's a fresh start. So for leaders, it's a golden opportunity to look forward and inject that optimism that we all crave. I don't think Keir Starmer can do it. Almost doesn't matter what he says. I can barely remember what he said, but he didn't have that energy about him. He didn't instill optimism, and that's a personal problem, I think, for him. Almost doesn't matter what he says, Sam, it doesn't look like he believes it.
Hello, I'm Bev Turner. Now, it can feel like the money in our bank accounts at the moment does not keep up with the cost of living, and maybe there's a solution. I'm here today with the CEO of TallyMoney, Cameron Parry. Cameron, what is TallyMoney?
Well, Bev, with TallyMoney, you get a current account and a debit card, but instead of pounds, you use milligrams of gold as your everyday money.
So why gold?
Gold traditionally is a great store of value. It has, on average, gone up at over 11% per annum for the last 25 years against the pound. It's tripled in value in the last decade. And in the last 2 years alone, it's increased by 50% against the pound. Banks' savings products just can't compete with that level of growth.
But this isn't just about gold. This is about a currency that you guys have created at TallyMoney. Explain it to me as though I'm an idiot.
So, look, people need to be able to hold their earnings and build their savings in a money that retains its value and remains in their legal control and remains theirs to access, away from government control.
Great. You had me at not exposed to government control.
You should feel safe and happy with your money. You should have peace of mind the more money you see in your bank balance, and that's the type of thing we're trying to deliver and give people choice in the type of money they get to use every day.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Cameron. Thank you.
That is the problem, isn't it? I mean, obviously, politics should be about your policies rather than your personality. But, I mean, if you read any of the newspapers today or any, debate forums, we're not all talking about, the fireworks were lovely. We're talking about, will Keir Starmer be PM at the end of the year?
He's in a very tough spot. And I do feel sorry for him because he almost cannot win whatever he does. Even if the economy does start to improve, I think it's a long time, before we all start to feel a bit better in our pockets, Dawn. So Keir Starmer's got a monstrous challenge. He doesn't have, it shouldn't be like this, but it is. Politics, you need charisma, you need leadership, you need to be that figurehead. He doesn't have that. So he's doomed. He will be gone. I thought he'd be gone by now. I was wrong.
You did say, actually.
I did say that. But I do think he's got just a few months in him. I think they will wait till the local elections. Why, I don't know, because they will be disastrous. It's a question of how much, but they will be. And did you see yesterday or the day before that Zach Polanski, the rising star of the left, has said that he would support and work with Andy Burnham, but not Keir Starmer? There isn't much of a stronger message from the left than that.
In terms of what you're hearing on the ground locally, do you feel that people believe things are genuinely turning a corner? I mean, you look at the polls, it's quite gloomy out there on the streets.
Not at all. I think optimism is at an astonishingly low level. People feel very negative, very pessimistic. They feel hostile, frustrated and angry everywhere. And it's going to take a long time to fix that. And when things do get better economically, it takes time for people to feel that in their pockets and feel that psychologically. Optimism is hard to instill. So whoever's in power, whoever's in, has got a very tough job on their hands, and Keir Starmer is not the right man.
You know what? I just want to hear from any of our politicians, it's not even a political point, any of them, something positive looking forward, something they're going to do. I mean, in almost every message we heard, they were having a go at the other parties. I mean, Kemi Badenoch said, oh, you know, you're reopening their old wounds about Brexit and going back to that, which indeed they were. I mean, Keir Starmer having a go at Nigel Farage and the rise of the far right and how we're all more divided. It's just like, can you just stop having a go at one another?
Totally.
And just tell us what you're going to do to make our lives better.
Yeah. Like, there's one day, there's one opportunity. New Year is literally once a year, necessarily. Why not just be relentlessly and furiously positive? Why not just try and transmit some optimism and energy about your own ideas and not slag off the others? We're all getting sick of it. We're all feeling pessimistic, and being negative will not help.
This is where we are, though, at the moment. I mean, what's your prediction? Your big I mean, it's this time of year, we have to do a prediction, don't we? We have to do a prediction. So, Andy, I'm putting you on the spot here. What is your one prediction nailed on that's going to happen in 2026 in the world of politics?
Keir Starmer goes. Absolutely. I thought he would be gone by the end of 2025, and I have to confess, I did put a small £10 bet on that, which hasn't worked. I've now officially lost 10 quid, so I'm quite...
Will you risk the bet again?
The odds aren't good enough. I think most people feel that he will be gone. Most people don't think it's certain. I think it's almost certain. He has to go. Labour cannot improve. It's like a football manager when the club is at the bottom of the league. 3/4 of the season have gone, and your only chance now is to change leadership. You swap managers.
Yeah. I'm a West Ham fan. That doesn't necessarily always work out well.
It doesn't always work.
Who do you swap for?
Well, I think that Andy Burnham is the popular choice.
He doesn't have a seat at the moment, though.
He doesn't have a seat. That's easily doable. I think Lewis in Norwich, Clive Lewis came forward, didn't he, and offered his seat, which he really shouldn't have done. That undermined Keir Starmer in early December. I think there would be plenty of people that would step forward and do that, knowing they'd be compensated down the line by the Labour leader.
OK. Oh, and just quickly, one final question on reform. The bubble did appear to burst a little bit towards the end of last year for Nigel Farage personally and for the party, slightly down in the polls. Do you think that will continue, or do you think they'll bounce back?
I honestly don't know. I mean, truthfully, they are currently in the polls at about 28% on average. I look at a range of polls. The average is about 28%. Imagine they fell by 10%, dropped to 25.5%, 25%. That would feel bad from 30 to 25. But if you look at that over a year, they would be delighted, wouldn't they? So while it may feel like they're declining somewhat, they and their supporters should be very comfortable where they are. The problem is, Dawn, as you've said, it's that momentum, isn't it? If it were to carry on, and when you fall, like with football, when you have a bad run, people start fighting, infighting, I was going to say some bad words there, but causing trouble behind the scenes, and that's a very difficult job for a manager to handle. And the question is, if they dip down to 22% and there's infighting, is Nigel Farage the right man to manage that?
Oh, lordy. Andy, thank you very much for that one. That's Andy Preston, a former Mayor of Middlesbrough and political commentator with his predictions. Let us know what you think.